Hello, Facebook. It's Monday, it's 11 a.m. Eastern, and it's 4 p.m. in the UK. And it's time for video streaming advice. And I'm just waiting for David to arrive, and then we can get things underway. Whilst I'm waiting, thank you to everybody who joined me earlier on the broadcast in LVS 17. If you are interested at all in live streaming, then you can join us in the group LVS 17, and just trying to, there we go, bring that across. If you join us in LVS 17, you'll be able to discover all about my streaming. And David's taking me at my word and saying it's good to go. So I'm going to invite David in and change the screen layout. So I move to one side and David.
There he is.
Oh, there we are. Good day.
Hello.
Yeah, we've stopped saying good afternoon, good morning, because that gets confusing. Right, okay. Well, we're still here. We're still broadcasting. So the world is intact, despite the tremors that are going on in the UK and the US. And all is good on the live broadcasting front. And I'm going to say hello to Michelle. Michelle, thanks for joining us. And wow.
I'm going to switch to my
Right, okay, no worries at all.
headset because it's getting on you.
Can you hear me?
Me. Yeah.
Right, okay. And hello, Eileen, from both of us. And
hey, Eileen.
Hello, Tish. Brilliant. Okay, the gang's all
every time I hear your name, Come On Eileen is the song that goes in my head.
And Eileen's joined us in the room, which is brilliant. Just to give us a second. And whilst we're going through the hellos, because this is a networking show as opposed to any other type of show. Hello, Tony, and welcome. And Tish and Eileen are chatting in the background as well. Now, we've had some updates on SmileTime, haven't we, in the last couple of days?
Yeah, I think we have. They've, I think it was a bunch of back-end stuff that they were doing. They were testing some stuff internally on the mobile app. They haven't pushed an update. But it's they did have a bit of an issue this past weekend, which they resolved as quick as they could. It ended up not really being their issue. It ended up being one of their providers, one of their bandwidth providers. But in the end, that doesn't matter. It's still their issue to you, the customer, right? So.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, we take it for granted that this is going to work, but there are so many moving parts that if one of them stops, we shout at the person we can shout at, or talk to the person we can talk to, and that's not necessarily the person who created the problem.
Right. Yep. That's typically the way tech support works.
And hello to Maxima, and yes, there were SmileTime issues, as Eileen has said, over the weekend, but Randall and the crew came through and sorted it. But it is, I mean, that's why I posted the message in, I better explain myself. I posted the message in LVS 17, which is our group, not to say that there was anything major wrong, but if anybody was trying SmileTime during the time it was down, then it wasn't them, it was SmileTime themselves. And I think if we can advise people of that, then it makes life a lot easier. We are in the situation where we don't have any provider sites in the group. There's nobody from SmileTime, there's nobody from BeLive in there. So we can be open and frank and discuss the situation. And
well, even if there was somebody from one of those platforms in there, we should still be able to discuss it open.
You and I agree on that. You and I agree on that. In fact, we could invite people in.
Yeah.
But this is good news. This is news from Tish. And Tish is watching and listening from the SmileTime app on the iPad Mini 2. And you can hear and see us both. So there you are. That's progress. And also at this time, it's Ho from Peter. And just a shout out for Peter. He's actually live tonight, or live at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. GMT, with the Talkinator. And that's another shout out. And it should be a good half hour's fun if you want to join Peter live on air. And unfortunately, I'm behind the scenes on that one. And what?
I am behind on sharing this, so I'm sharing it.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll see doing it. Hello, Patricia. Nice to see you, Pat. It's nice to see you. And today, there have been 1 or 2 changes on Smile Time in the way that you go live. For anybody who does come onto Smile Time, sort of this week. Before, when you went live, you've got a big box in front of you, staring you in the face for 50 seconds. That's now been tidied up. And when you press the start button, a new start button, you enter the details as before, and then press confirm, and you then get a button top right hand side, which says go live after 50 seconds and does the countdown. And then when you finish broadcasting, you press the button called finish, which is very intuitive. Now,
and they've updated the at least it looked that they've updated it to me. They've updated the font.
Yeah.
They've made it a little bit sharper, crisper.
It is a lot.
I don't necessarily know that it's a different font, but it certainly looks better. And on a side note, even the people at Smile Time are annoyed by the 50-second countdown, and they will be working on that. So.
Well, 50 seconds seems like an eternity, doesn't it?
It does. It does. But, you know, it is what it is.
Well, the things going on behind the scenes, it's not just counting down just for the sake of it. It's handshaking with Facebook. And a question from Eileen. And do you want to take that one? Because do the links work in chat?
No. Hyperlinks do not work in chat. The reason for hyperlinks not working in the chat is that the coding that's required in order to make hyperlinks work opens up the possibility of vulnerabilities and hacking. Kind of like we all remember from the Blab days when you were able to post GIFs in the chat, and then all of a sudden they disappeared. And they disappeared because somebody had found a way to hack into Blab by that exposure of the GIF, because it was a hyperlink. So anyway.
That's right. I mean, we take it on trust that short URLs will be honest short URLs. And from a short URL, you can't tell where you're going, where the link is taking you to. And once you allow links, you can't say, right, I want a long link or a short link. You've got to say, I accept all links. So, yep, take your point on that, David. And advice from David to Peter. We've only got
try
half
refreshing,
face.
Peter.
See right. I've got a question, Peter. Which half?
Is it the good half? Because if it's the good half, then we're okay.
I mean, I'm not going through Manycam. I'm going straight through the C920, and that seems to be working. And you're only getting half my face. Well,
Peter, what are you viewing this through the desktop?
I don't know. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Interesting.
Right. Yeah. If you could tell us where you're actually watching from, Peter, that would give us some help. And I want to say good morning, or we want to say good morning to Lindsay, and definitely a good afternoon to Corinda from both of us.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And question: what was wrong with Smile Time? Do you want to go into the background to the down, or because they did a very quick response to it? I mean, it was on a Sunday.
Yeah. So the issue that was going on with Smile Time is that they were having an issue with one of their providers, and I think from what I read in the note that I got, my assumption was they were talking about a bandwidth provider to the colocation data center that they host their stuff in, which I'm going to assume is probably Amazon, but it may not be. And so because of that, it resulted in what we saw. But I could be wrong. It may not have been bandwidth providers. Let's see. Team resolved the issue, and you should be good to go. For the record, it was one of our providers having an issue.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, see, they're not very in-depth about it. Usually when I hear providers, I think of bandwidth, but I mean, it could have been very well something else that was going on.
Just to confirm that we are interactive and we can see your comments. Corinda says, I'm looking okay. And Michelle says she can see the whole of my face. So, apart from when I put the link in front of it.
Nazim wants to come in.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Nazim, only if you are bringing Bologna from Bologna.
Oh, yeah. Bologna. Yes. Yeah, I enjoyed Nazim's video yesterday. It was.
I did.
I mean, it's
I didn't catch it live. I caught the replay.
So. Yeah. They're doing a tour of Italy, and they're taking us with them. Because, I mean, their camera... What I love about it, while Nazim gets ready to come in, what I love about it is that they'd been for 2 days in Bologna and done their research. Mm-hmm. So when they come on camera and they're talking about the piazza and about the square, they know what they're talking about. It's not that looks pretty sort of thing. You get the history of the cathedral. You get why they can't go in there. You get to look at everything that's around there. So Nazim, yes, David said yes, so I'm not going to gainsay David. No better. Right, while we're waiting for Nazim, if anybody else wants to come in, because we can, fingers crossed, fit 4 people on screen. Tonight...
David, where did you get your @ from? Oh, this? I think I got it from Target, to be honest. Which is a retail store here in the States. But you could go to, if you're in the States, you could probably go to Michael's. I know Hobby Lobby's got some like it. I need to paint it, and I haven't.
Paint and varnish. And
they haven't put numbers on it yet, and I'm usually a paint by numbers type person. So that's,
Okay. Right, we have Nazim with us, so I'm going to invite Nazim in.
All right.
And then we'll have to change the layout. Right, okay, Nazim, I've got the ellipses, and shortly we should be seeing your picture. I'm going to change the layout in preparation. So as soon as we can see you, I'll bring you on screen, and you can come center stage, definitely center stage. And anybody who's watching, just to confirm, Corinda is in the UK.
Yeah, I know Corinda's in the UK, but I can't speak intelligently about where in the UK you can go buy one. But I got it from Target. You could probably go on Amazon and find them.
Right, I've still got the ellipses, Nazim. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to X you and invite you again. Right, I'm going to drag that. I'm going to have to change the layout here. Do you find that the middle, that one, sticks when you've got it horizontal? Okay, it's just me then. I can accept that. Right, I know we're on Smart Time. I just want to talk about BeLive for a moment. I've been testing out a new BeLive feature, which will be released and announced tonight. So if you are around on Facebook tonight and you go to the BeLive page, you'll see 2 things: a new release and me, because the tables are turned and Jeff is going to interview me. So I'm quite looking for a bit more. Thank you. A bit more.
Nobody ever asked me to be on their show.
I'm usually asking the questions, so it's going to be interesting to be answering the questions, or at least trying to answer the questions. But there will be mention of video streaming advice and Across the Pond and the live show and Blubbing for Britain and LVS 17 will all fit in there somehow. Okay, and we've got a vote.
And Stephen took himself off screen.
I took myself off screen. Yeah, no, disappeared. And Eileen saying that be like he's her favourite. But at least now, my wish has come true, because I took myself off screen a couple of times and wasn't able to get back on. Now with this beautiful new palette, we can bring people on and off screen. So I'm trying to bring Nazim in, and I'm just seeing the ellipsis. What about you, David?
I am only seeing ellipses.
Right. Okay. Nazim, if you can refresh the whole screen, and then I'll bring you back in. That off the screen, because we're on a smile time now. So let's just take that off the screen. And
well, you can I mean, you could ask. I mean, you know, Smile Time is certainly aware of BeLive. They are not trying to compete. They don't even consider themselves in the same category of service offerings. If you looked at it, BeLive is really a tool, allowing you to be able to broadcast to Facebook Live. Smile Time is an entire platform, independent of, and going to Facebook Live is just one of the abilities that you have. So, Nazim, I might suggest making sure that you don't have any apps like Skype or anything open, and try doing a refresh, all that type of stuff. Maybe close the browser, open it back up. And then, you know, finally, it could very well be that the ban enacted by President Trump. I learned this past weekend that apparently in parts of England, Trump is fart, and then in other parts it's trumpet, which makes sense. Trumpet, toot, I let out a toot, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so it's possible that the ban has been because you are in Italy, and that's evidently not a friendly country. I'm kidding. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it does vary.
So Nazim says he sees us. Give him a chance.
I think we're in. So I'm going to go back to the previous layout, and we're going to say good afternoon to Nazim. Hello.
Now we can't hear him. We
can see you, but we can't hear you.
Which to some people, that might be the best way to do it. We're going to get hand signals.
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to get hand signals from the Miami guy.
Right. Just to catch up on the chat. Right. There's a link from John Upton for big letter and symbols in the UK. Go to woodenletterscompany.com.
Okay. There you go. Thank you, John, because now when somebody asks me from over there, I'll say, you can go here.
And just to let you know, this is Tish. We're watching on Facebook app in our LVS 17 group, I think. Brilliant.
Nazim, we're still not hearing you, bud, just to let you know. Click on the camera icon, Nazim, up in the URL, and make sure that the microphone selected is the one that you're using. And if it's not, you'll have to do a refresh, and we'll have to invite you back on stage. Eileen is asking, who do I think is Smile, or who do you think Smile Time is in competition with? YouTube? Nope, I do not think that they are in competition with really anybody. There really isn't an offering, a service, a platform, that has this. Some people want me to compare this to Blab. I guess in essence there are bits and pieces, but their focus is bringing creators online in an easy way to interact with the audience and share whatever it is they're going to share. So One of these days, I'm gonna get a check in the mail from Smile Time. So,
right now,
hint, nudge, nudge, because I know you guys lurk in the background.
yeah. Right, and message from Michelle. Keep getting a blue screen. Is that me or is that you? Well, basically, we don't have Facebook open, so we're not actually watching the show live on Facebook.
That might be you, Michelle.
Yeah, and I am direct from
I'm looking
C920.
at the Facebook feed, and oh dear, you've done it way too many times now.
Michelle,
you broke Smile Time again. By the way, everybody, it was Steven that was on video this weekend and really broke Smile Time. So if you want somebody,
it wasn't. It was coincidence. I'm telling you, I didn't break it. Are we gonna?
He was playing around with a microphone.
Yeah. Shall we check? I'm just gonna. Can you see the feed on Facebook, David?
Yeah, I can see the feed on Facebook.
All right. Okay, and we're going to invite Nazim in again. If anybody else wants to come on air, then please just say yes. All right, and we've got black screen this time. I'm going to risk it, Nazim, but we can't see you yet. So we'll leave that as it is for a moment and taking comments. Michelle saying it's now frozen. Michelle, could you bear with us and just refresh the page and see what happens then? We need to do a bit of troubleshooting here as this is live. This is live video and things are happening. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Brilliant. We have sound.
I can hear you.
Wow. I got off. I don't know why I got off the iMac and on the
Now,
MacBook.
Did you bring me my bologna?
No, because they ran out. I was going to the store. And I said, I got to bring some for David. And the guy goes, "Ma no, Davide, no bologna."
I don't speak Italian, but I still know what no means no.
No means no. So how are you guys? Thank you very much, Stephen, for the compliment. It's true. We did research. We do research for what we're planning on doing for each of these cities, because I think as I do think that just standing and showing stuff without so it's a beautiful day and I think you have to give some content to the people, and especially my wife, who's the one that's picky about that. We got to teach some people some stuff. I go, okay, we're going to teach some people some stuff. I think it went very well. I think it went very well yesterday.
Oh yeah, it's a travel.
It did go. I enjoyed watching it. Now, one of my questions for you, Nazim, is here in the States, drones are popular, and you can get you a Phantom, I think a 3 and 4, and there's something else, and you can actually broadcast those out to Facebook Live and stuff.
I've seen Vincenzo do a very impressive one from I think it was, where was he at? Up in not Charlotte. No, it wasn't Charlotte, North Carolina. But he did a very impressive live with the drone going underneath a bridge and everything. But I'm always wondering about the restrictions that Law and Order will put on drones.
That's what I was going to ask about in Italy, because I know that like Jed Record did one yesterday. He lives in Chapel Hill, and which is near me, and so he did one yesterday, and he was just flying over the area of Chapel Hill that he lives in, and so it was nice, and he was able to. One of the nice things about it is that the audio was actually picked up from you while you were controlling the drone, so you could talk
as opposed from the drone that makes tons of noise as they're flying, because they do make a lot of
So anyway, there's wonderfully beautiful architecture in Italy and in these places, and I was just wondering if you were aware of can you fly drones?
About a year ago, I ordered a Lilycam, which is the one that's supposed to follow you, but the company went bankrupt. So they gave me my money back in December, And Betty's really gung ho. She would love to have some drone footage that we could do. But the problem is that they put severe restrictions on cities. You cannot fly them inside squares and city areas. And Milan has a restriction. You need a permit. Well, if you go in the country, you don't need any sort of permit. If you're in the countryside, you can fly them everywhere around. So that's not an issue. But in fact, I would love to have some feedback from everybody here on a couple of questions that I had. One question I had is, I would really love to do this City Belly show with a 360-degree camera on a mobile phone. I have my doubts that right now that can be done.
The only way I know to effectively do 360 video is if you get the Samsung. I mean, I know there's a few versions out there, but I think there's a
I know the Samsung round one. Yeah,
that's probably the most cost effective.
But again, we were thinking,
so I don't know what's available to you over there.
No, I know. Well, we can get stuff shipped over, and I just ordered a NAS 360 camera, which is 360. But I'm not so sure it can do Facebook Live. You can do Facebook live streams just like that out of the box. I really doubt it.
Right. Before we come to your second question, Nazim, I'd just like to say hello, Eileen, who's been patiently waiting.
Hi,
hello, Eileen.
I just wanted to come in and say hi. And you guys were talking about the different platforms, but when you switched over and started talking about drones, I'm totally out of my comfort zone.
Oh no! That was just a moment.
No.
It was a very brief moment. It was a very brief moment.
I'm just kidding with you guys. No, actually, I was just watching Justin Brown. He has Primal Video. You can find that on YouTube under Justin. I think it's Primal Video. He just reviewed that Samsung 3. I believe it's called the 360.
Right.
He wasn't using it on a drone, but it was the whole idea of the 360 cam. The company,
because where we were, Go ahead.
That I work for, we do the standards for those things for the drone. We do standards. We do standards for 90 different industries, but one of them happens to be what we call unmanned aircraft. But now that everybody's using that buzzword drones, we go along with it and say, yeah, drones, whatever, whatever you people want to call it.
I want to say something real quick before anybody goes on to anything else.
Okay.
This is the first time, not only have we successfully had 4 people on camera, but since Peter has joined us and we see the lovely top of his head at the moment. Hi, Peter.
Peter's in and Steven's out.
Steven's Steven's taking himself off camera, dragged Peter
Steven's on the sideline.
And everybody is talking. There's no freezing or anything like that.
Very stable.
And I'll quit talking about it because I'm a jinx it. So anyway, I just wanted to sit there and say maybe this was part of the back-end stuff.
There's a special reason why. Because it's my birthday. It's my birthday.
There you go.
It is.
Eileen's birthday. I was going to bring out a bottle of champagne.
That explains why I'm not at work right now. Because it's my birthday. So I was able to hang out with you guys. And so
happy birthday, Eileen.
Smile Time gave me a gift.
Happy birthday.
Thank you guys. All right, I'm going to drop out now. I just wanted to come in really and say hi, and I'll ask my platform questions over in the Facebook group. Oh, can I get myself out? I can't get myself out.
Steven actually has to dismiss you. That is a feature that is coming. Okay. I can let everybody know that Smile Time is working it in to where a guest can actually dismiss themselves from stage, but right now it's still.
All right. Well, dismiss me, Steven.
I will. I just want to say happy birthday, Eileen. Enjoy the rest of today. And look forward to your broadcasts in the future.
Oh, thank you.
Right. And with that, why, Eileen?
And we got Peter back in.
Hey, Peter.
Hello.
Right. Okay. So Peter's dropped in for a moment. And Peter, would you like to talk about your show tonight?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we good.
Hello.
You just need to. That's it.
Right,
That's
okay. I've got, just to let you know, I've got a new screen for my microphone. I put on these ear things, which I don't like wearing. And I'll tell you one of the problems I'm having tonight before I turn about the show. I'm only seeing 2/3 of the screen. Now, I've tried my resolution. It's making no difference. It just shows it smaller on the screen. And so I'm only getting half the show. You know where it says on stage where you're waiting to come on?
Yeah.
I can't even see that bit. I can see on stage Peter S. So I don't know what the problem is. And I'm using a laptop. So
Okay.
if I was running a show just now, I wouldn't know who was coming on. Okay.
Is it the same laptop as last week?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And anything changed since last week?
Absolutely nothing.
Have you installed any software?
No.
Right. Okay. Windows 10?
Windows 10. Yeah.
Any thoughts, David?
No, that's a new one on me.
You're saying it's half the screen, the top half of the screen, the bottom half.
No. If you put on two of us at the moment,
yeah,
you're seeing half of your face as I look at it, to the left-hand side. Right now, I'm only seeing half my nose coming down the screen. You can actually see my left eye, which looks like my right eye to you.
Peter, let me ask: are you beta testing the SmileTime mobile app on iOS?
No, I'm on a laptop.
No, okay. No, what I'm asking though is, have you gotten?
No, they never give me it yet.
Oh, right.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
that's a good one. John on the side has a very good one. He's asking if the zoom factor on your browser is set to 200% by any chance.
What is that? Sorry.
You see, there's a comment on the right beneath Rashid John Yu. He says, "Is the zoom factor on your browser set to 200%?"
Zoom, okay, that might be a good idea.
Because if you look at the inside, you have the settings for when you want to make the fonts bigger.
Okay, so where do I go for that? If somebody could explain.
Okay, that's a good one. Hold on, it's been a while on mine.
You should be able to do Control-0 since you're in Chrome and using
right.
Windows.
Exactly.
Control
and 0.
Yeah. 0. That is it. That's what I like about the internet.
Thank you, John.
I just love these things.
Isn't that great? Thank you, John.
You can send that check to John by way of me.
Okay.
And I'll put in the pound of bologna.
I just love the internet. Okay, let me tell you about the Talkinators program. For those of you who don't know me, I actually came to Portland, Oregon, and I done a course down the speakers training camp instructor. And I'm the only one in the United Kingdom, and I've done absolutely nothing with it. However, I was holding back until I'd done something like this. And the point of the show is to get people up speaking. I go to network meetings and I see people standing up and they run a business and they cannot speak to an audience. They hide behind screens. They put their heads in their mobile phones. They don't get their message across. They can't look people in the eye. They stum and they stutter. And I just want people to get out there and project themselves. So what I'm doing with my show is I'm going to get people just like that carpool karaoke. They'll be lining up to come to me in the end. They'll be crying. In fact, hopefully they'll be paying to come on to my show at 7. So what I hope to do, 2 things. 1, let people know that I do public speaking training. And 2, give people throughout the Britain, throughout the world, to get the chance to come up and talk about their business. Any questions on that?
That's very clear.
Very good.
And,
I'm glad about that.
And Stephen also indicated it's at 2 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. ET, right? Eastern Standard Time.
I only deal with British money, sir. 7 o'clock at night.
7 o'clock. Okay.
No euros here. Yes.
well then I'm out because I live in Italy.
So that's. So here, listen. Just one question. How's the sound?
Sound is good?
It sounds
just
Pretty good. You're a little soft.
Yep.
All right, okay, let's sort that out right now. Hold on. How's that now? Is that any better? Hold on. Get sorted out for 1, 2, 3. How am I sounding now?
Good.
It sounds
Okay.
good.
Right, just one last thing, then I'll get off because I'm not taking your time up. I bought myself a lapel mic. Guess what? In this laptop, there's no bit to plug it in. Only for the ear.
It doesn't have a mic jack. The
It
portable.
doesn't have a mic jack. Can you believe that?
Yes.
I'll then,
MacBooks haven't had them for a while. So.
right, okay, gents. I know that it's your show. I'm going to get off now. Thanks very much.
He mentioned Windows 10. He mentioned Windows 10. He didn't say anything about Mac.
Oh, I know.
Windows 10. But I can't believe that there's that just as well because I'm a singer as well, and I need this jack for my background music as well. So there you go.
Do you want to sing us out, Peter, and we'll say goodbye till later?
That's life. That's what all the people say. They're riding high in April, shot down in May. And Mr. Trump, if you want me to sing in your Aberdeen Golf Club, because that's where it is, I'll easy do that.
That's a brilliant.
He might take you up on that.
I nearly did sing in there, but someone beat me to it. I was going to sing at Trump International. I'll be world famous. Yeah, I might even get into America. When you go, will you send back a letter from America?
That's the best call to action we've had today.
I had a real quick question for you guys, and
yeah,
I don't know if this is a good one. I know that you can do Facebook Live notifications from desktop.
Yep.
Using the API. Is there a way to do it from a mobile device? If I was like with this, to be able to do my live notification like hours before? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay, that's it.
I don't think they've included that. I think that was brought on just because of the ability for people to want to go live on Facebook from
the desktop.
Not their desktop. Yeah, from
gotcha.
Not the desktop. So.
That's it.
We're not mobile.
Right, and a hint for Peter here, who's hopefully still watching. Peter should sing as his second career and appear on Britain's Got Talent 2017. I'm sure he's not. Right, okay, just to be serious for a moment, I should point out that Peter has 3 hats and he does actually sing for a living. So hats off to Peter. And
well, not to brag. What do you call it? Not to brag on my side, but tonight I'm going to be on stage at a comedy venue doing a 7 minutes "Don't Tell My Mom" story, which is basically you get invited on stage and you have 7 minutes to tell a story that your mom has never heard. She doesn't know about. It's called "Don't Tell My Mom."
Is your mom still around?
My mom is still around and she does not know this story.
Will you be live streaming it?
No, it's funny because we've talked about live streaming it, but because of certain contractual issues, because the person that does it, he's from the the NPR of Italian radio. He is not allowed to do live stream. They put a hamper on that.
Wow. Okay.
Isn't that interesting? So I told my wife to. She says, "No, I'm not going to live stream you."
Well, you got to record it so the rest of us can see.
I think it would be. I'm going to try to get her to record it, and so, but it's in Italian. That's the problem. So, and I would have to put like titles underneath it, which is painful.
You definitely have to help me out there.
Yeah, painful issue.
If it's not pizza or bologna, I don't know what it is.
Exactly. So no, and another thing is that's very interesting, and I know that you guys being you guys being the professionals that you are, mobile live streaming depends on 4G to at least get some sort of decent imagery. But everybody keeps saying, but the quality is always, you know what? I keep saying that as long as the content is good and interesting, people will watch.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's true. We all agree on that. We all agree on that. That's why your show was so good yesterday, because it was based on the knowledge that you've gained about Bologna's visited. And
thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. I feel so excited. I like when people say like this. David made a nice comment yesterday on it, and Stephen reshared it. The support from you guys is fundamental. I love it.
Yeah,
because we're not in this for money. It's just a pleasure and to keep the sanity of our marriage going.
When 4G, when 5G becomes more prevalent and replaces 4G, which is still years down the road, then the live streaming will be even better for mobile because of the way that they're handling the packets for consistent for services that require more consistent packets, and video is one of those that requires more consistent packets.
You're right.
You can't have a break in the stream, so that's why there's a lot of pixelization.
Exactly.
Stuff with that is because they are actually getting a downgraded signal.
Well, I would wonder then if David, if one were to do a 360 sort of thing, that would be even more intensely hungry on the pixel on the data that's coming down through the.
I haven't watched many. I mean, I know Periscope's doing them.
Right.
That's about the best I can tell you. But there's stitching that happens, and with stitching, there's going to be buffering.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. So at the end of the
image, and it's overlaying, and then it's
at the end of the day, I think it's something that we will not pursue. We'll just stay at us with our stick going around in We'll do the poor man's 360.
There you go.
Well, there's a show on last night, which is on every Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UK, which is Live Stream Insiders. And last night they had a gentleman from PPC on. And PPC, you may have heard of, actually did a world first by doing a Periscope broadcast with 3 360 phones.
Wow.
And they went from Paris to Nice, back to Paris, seamlessly.
Wow.
So
did it stay later as some sort of video that I could look at? Or
I'm still on the sort of trail of that, of actually tracking it down. But
okay.
The guy based in Paris, and he was interviewed by Peter and Krishna yesterday, and over the course of 20 minutes, he gave us an insight as to how they'd done it. Yeah?
Wow.
So check out Livestream Insiders on Facebook, and the show was last night, so it's not too far away.
It's Krishna's show, right? Yeah.
It's Krishna's show, yeah.
Oh yeah, I always watch it. I missed last night's because I was coming back from Bologna with David's Bologna.
Right. Okay. Now we've missed a question, which I'm trying to find it, but I can't. And the question is, David, does Smile Time record?
Yes.
Allow recording. Yeah.
Yes, they do record, and then if you stream to Facebook, then you have the recording there as well. When you go live, there will be 2 different check boxes. Now, the recordings, there is no VOD, video on demand, yet. No. Supposedly, the rumors are that will be available no later than the end of February. We'll see.
Right.
Now, let me ask a question, and this is a hard one for everybody. Who is winning the live streaming format, the platform war? And let's not talk about the big guys. I'm talking Smile Talk. I'm talking Be Live. I'm talking Huza, if Huza's still around, of those 3.
Well, not Huza. Huza.
Who's a Huza? Who's on first?
Huzzah.
Like huzzah. Huzzah.
Is that a good question on my part? Is that?
Yeah, it is. I don't think anybody's really winning or losing. Huzzah is not really doing that well as far as I can tell, but I haven't really paid attention to him. The only people I know that's using Huzzah is Mitch Jackson.
Okay,
and I
Mitch
think
Jackson.
He is actually looking to transfer away from it. I don't know.
Okay.
As I was talking about earlier,
there's also Fire Talk. I forgot to mention.
Yeah, Fire Talk. The only people I know using that still is Terry Johnson and BizChicks.
Okay.
BeLive is a tool that is incorporated with allowing you to broadcast on Facebook. There is no platform.
It's not a platform.
SmileTime is an actual platform. Going live to Facebook is a add-on.
Okay.
It's just like, well, which one should I choose? I think you should choose all of them. I think you should try all of them, and whichever one
that's a good point. But
make you feel most comfortable, and get the job done with what you're trying to do, then use that.
I think Eileen's asking, what does winning mean? That's I should restate that. I mean, sort of, who's going to be sticking around that we don't find ourselves in the blab sort of hemisphere?
Yep.
Well, that could. You can't bank on any of that. I mean, it could be tomorrow that the investors for BeLive or SmileTime, they lose their major funding, and that's it. They got to pull up and go away. I don't think that's going to happen. They're a little bit more well funded. They're definitely structured a lot better.
Right.
At both BeLive and SmileTime. Huzza is the two guys, and nobody could figure out what it is they were really trying to do. That's why most people left, because they were doing stuff that was just kind of weird. Fire Talk doesn't really care because they're Joy Talk or whatever, and so Fire Talk was like an alternative. I think that the platforms that will be able to stick around the easiest and win are the ones like BeLive or SmileTime, when they build everything from when they code it all themselves. So everything SmileTime is all proprietary to SmileTime. BeLive is all proprietary to BeLive. They're not building on top of TalkBox, which is what a lot of others
people are doing.
So, even Blab used TalkBox as the foundational layer. And a lot of people come to like SmileTime or BeLive or something, and they're like, well, it'd be great if we could do this. And it takes a while, or it's like, well, yeah, we'll put that on. And it's like, well, how come it was so easy for Blab? Well, because Blab wasn't doing anything except enabling a feature.
Exactly.
But TalkBox is a licensing product, and so it gets expensive. And I think that's really where you want to see the main part of focus for any of these companies. You'll see things like in a webinar related incident, you're going to hear things from Webinar Jam, because they have been forced faster than they were expecting, but they were on the process of getting rid of using Google Hangouts as the core layer for being able to do a webinar. They've now give you the option, which Google's going to take it away from everybody anyway in April. They've built their own engine. They're building more stuff, and that's where you will see more companies thrive. Is because they want their investment versus
they want to avoid, which is very smart. They want to avoid having to be on on some sort of engine that basically any company can take away, which is or close down because it's not profitable for them. Yeah. So building your own is more expensive, but in the long run, it pays off.
It can be more expensive. It really depends. I mean, your highest expense is going to be labor. Your developers.
Right. Exactly. Developers. Yeah. Developers. That's true.
And, then I could talk about a whole list of issues that you'd run into there. I mean, you don't want one developer to be the key man, because if that developer decides to go elsewhere and nobody else knows the
what he did,
then it can go away. That spells disaster for a company. And Eileen says I use all of them, and that's what I recommend. Is that you don't necessarily have to use all of them, but I do recommend that you go out and try all of them. And like I say, see what feels good, what fits. SmileTime is going to have a lot of updates coming to the desktop, the way that it looks, the skinning of it, some functionality on the dashboard. But their main focus right now is mobile. Their mobile apps spunk. And they know that they knew that they needed to build the experience. So now what they're doing is you will have a distinctly unique experience when you go live from desktop, and you will have a distinctly unique experience when you go live from mobile. And by distinct, I mean that everything that you do when going live from mobile will be fit for mobile. So the screen size and all that type of stuff, you won't have to worry about a lot of native. There's a word I'm thinking of. Resizing is not the word that I'm thinking of, but anyway, versus desktop and how everything works. But the two will also be able to interconnect. So if Nazim was coming live to us from the mobile app, and he was on center stage, he would fill the entire 16 by 9 square or rectangle, versus even though he's coming live from the mobile, and vice versa. So if I went live to the mobile, I would be able to fill one of the 4 by 3 squares, and that's just because of the layout architecture.
Exactly. That makes it very interesting. That makes it very interesting as looking at that. That makes me kind of want to look at Smile Time a little bit more, in the sense that if the mobile app is being prepared to come out in a way that it works well, then that could be a very interesting option for us, because we tend to go live on Facebook just straight out of Facebook, which has its pros and its cons, in the sense that comment-wise, yesterday, it takes a while for the comments to show up. So obviously I cannot, while the interaction in here is immediate.
No, it's not.
It just
the interaction
that
on
way.
Screen between whoever's on stage, or on camera, whoever's on stage, that's more immediate, but there is still a delay from when we're speaking to when the audience is actually hearing it. Okay. It's a little bit faster out to Facebook than it is on stage, but they're working on that as well. And that's part of that whole 50-second countdown to go live, and how they're buffering, because they're stitching a whole lot of different things together to provide one seamless experience here on the platform, in a way kind of like Fire Talk did, or Smile Time did, Blab did. But again, they didn't have to. That was something that was built into TalkBox. That they can change up.
Man,
so
this is
anyway, it's a process that they're working through. The Smile Time mobile app is, I really enjoy it. I'm waiting for the new update to come out so that I can see the new skin. And there are people, Carlos Phoenix, who's gone live quite a few times now that the mobile app is out there, and he's gotten he's become part of the beta program. He's enjoyed it, and he enjoys the mobile experience more than he detests the desktop.
The desktop experience.
But that's okay. If that's what you like to do, then
yeah. Carlos, I spoke to him this morning because he got in touch with me after yesterday's show, because and I know he's a quite a mobile guy, like we are. Yeah.
He is. He definitely plays.
I have to go, but I really, as always, gentlemen. I mean, you learn something new every time we talk. It's you guys are really on top of the ball, and I really appreciate it.
My bologna.
Well, the next city doesn't have bologna, so we'll deal with that.
Okay.
Spaghetti.
Right.
Spaghetti. Yeah, all of them have spaghetti.
All of them have spaghetti. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're good to go.
Nazim, thank you, and we'll catch you later.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Take care. And it's back to how we started the show, with the two of us, and just to catch up on a couple of things that came through during the chat, and I'm just going to pick on one from Rashim. What's Jonathan Tripp using these days? It seems to be like everybody's scattered. Everybody is scattered to the four corners. Jonathan and Jen Nelson are actually going to be producing shows, and they're using Wirecast to go out to Facebook and Twitter and Periscope and YouTube and everywhere. So watch out for that. I know they're preparing the website at the moment, and they were making an announcement shortly. Don't want to sort of jump the gun, but there's that to look forward to. And Jonathan's shows that go out at the moment are in fact produced shows by Jen.
Yep. So John, but John does an after show here.
Indeed, yeah, on Smile Time, which is where we are.
When he goes live on Friday, then he shows up here on after the show.
Yeah. Indeed. Wow.
And Carlos is here. Hi, Carlos. And Jenny's here. Hello, Coach Jenny.
And Wallace.
Coach Jenny for getting on the fake news Huffington Post, as some people said otherwise.
Let's talk about that.
Did get put out on Huffington Post.
Let's talk about that and then invite Jenny into the room, and we'll change the layout while Jenny is getting ready.
I was super impressed that we had 4 people on camera today.
It was very stable, wasn't it? I mean, my processor didn't complain at all. And we say hello there to Jenny. Hello.
Hey, guys. Thanks, David. Hi.
There she is, Miss Huffington Post.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yes, we can hear and see you.
Still figuring out Smile Time. So I got here a few minutes late. I have a couple live streaming questions. You're the guys, right? Yeah.
Thank you. We try. We are trying.
Smile Time versus Be Live. Is it fair to compare them? Like, which one should I pay more attention to? I would love your opinions. Thanks, Reggie.
I think it's basically what you want to do. If it's just one person on screen, then Be Live's ideal. If you want interactive questions and answers, they were the first to do integrated FB Live comments. Equally well, you could do that on Smile Time. Be Live TV 2-up, question and answer session, face-to-face. It works very well. It's easy to set up. But, and here comes the buts. 1 or 2 person is ideal. If you've got more than 2 people, then it's got to be Smile Time, because there are no options for that on BeLive.tv at the moment. What I can say is that their announcement tonight will make it easier to do interviews face-to-face, and we'll look forward to that. I'm not teasing you, Jenny. We will be able to
you totally are. I love that you keep having to add this this preamble of not teasing you. I'm not.
He's trying to build an audience for when he's on. That's all he's trying.
I'm trying.
He's making this on for all it's worth.
I'm throwing no shade. I think it's great, Stephen. I love that you're doing it, but I love how you just keep pretending you're not teasing. Mm-hmm. No, I think that's really exciting. So there's exciting things. My one question for you then, Stephen, is BeLive.tv stability. Is there stability improving? Because I've done 3 different live streams on BeLive TV. Everything looks like it's going well, except I'm talking to myself. And it doesn't actually go anywhere. Has that improved? Have they fixed that bug yet?
BeLive have fixed that bug, and they passed it over to Smile Time on Sunday. Because I had the same situation here on Sunday. I was talking to people and I was going 10 to the dozen and having a brilliant time, guests on, and it didn't go out to Facebook. And it just went the ellipses. So it's going to happen from time to time. I don't think we can say with any certainty that all the platforms are 100%, but they are getting better. I mean, as David mentioned a moment ago, we've had 4 people on screen here with no hassle. So BeLive is getting more stable. Smile Time is definitely getting more stable.
Okay.
David.
And I think that's an important thing to keep into consideration. And again, I'm not talking bad about any of them. BeLive is a tool that allows you to go on Facebook Live. And Smile Time is a platform, and one of the benefits is that, yes, you can also push this out to Facebook Live if you want to, but it operates completely independent of it. And there are still things that can happen. It could happen. It could be the issues Jenny has had or Stephen had yesterday here could be completely unrelated to the platform and be more related to Facebook and them trying to continually build the peering network that they need to build in order to deliver, robust live streams to everyone. It's still really new to them. And that's honestly, that is one of the reasons that I actually do more here than I do with BeLive. And it's because I can invite you over here. Yes, it's outside of Facebook. but I don't want you sitting there checking your post links and likes and all that type of stuff anyway. You should be paying attention to what I'm saying, damn it.
Well, in fact, yeah, it should be networking. And talking of networking, we'll bring Peter back in. So, Jenny, right, you're touring with Hilda the Book at the moment.
Yes, telling the world about Hilda.
You shows planned this week?
This week, I don't have any shows per se, but I'll be doing some impromptu live streaming. So I've been relying on some impromptu live streaming a little bit more this month because I'm doing a lot of big transitions behind the scenes. So that's why you haven't seen a consistent show. I'm okay with that, though.
And we've got Peter back now. Peter asked to come back. So, Peter, for a moment, the stage is yours, sir.
Okay, it's just something that I don't... I'm in an industry... Right, that to go to a seminar costs me 3 days of time. And I'm happy to say that I just got an email this week or end of last week from my industry wanting us to show them how to use live streaming to get some training in for maybe half an hour that would potentially take 3 days to go and do. And I was so excited about that because we badly need it. And Stephen and I are going to set something up. And I'm going to even try to get him, not me, because I'm too far away and I don't want to do it, to be honest with you, get him to be producing it for them. So they've got a man in the know. And I think that's really big news because that is throughout the United Kingdom. Yeah. And at long last, they're listening to me. And it took them ages to do things I asked 10 years ago, and they're suddenly getting in to do it. So I am so excited about it. And we're going to have to meet up with you, Stephen, and talk about it. The potential for live streaming is incredible. So what's your views on that?
I agree with the fact that these days there is no need to travel hundreds and hundreds of miles to get together and to have a meaningful conference. You can do it virtually. It doesn't have to be conference software. SmileTime is ideal with a private room, and I'm just glad to be involved. And I want to say thank you, Peter.
Or something I want to ask the community.
Yeah.
So let's just say we had a firm that wanted 3 people. Right, we've got a thing in Britain called CPD points, which are continuous professional development. You've got to prove that you're there to see the seminar. And I'm just trying to think of ways to prove that each individual can see this live. If you've got any thoughts on that, it'd be absolutely brilliant, so they can put in their claim that they've watched the video live and then they can get their points for CPD. Any thoughts on that quickly?
Basically, people attending a video session, and we have confirmation that they've actually been, which can then be showed and go towards their CPD points.
Yes.
I'm going to think on that, Peter. David, any thoughts about being able to monitor attendance at an event?
Well, I mean, to do something of that nature, they'd probably want to have a way to register. And then honestly, the solution that I could tell you, and it's live streaming, that you can set up with everything, but it's not something to like Facebook or Periscope or anything, would be Webinar Jam. Because you can not only, which is, a webinar platform, but you can fix it to, do what you want it to do, which is you're broadcasting something.
Yeah.
You're providing information. It's a closed ecosystem where those attending can have a chat and they can ask questions. And if you've got a moderator who can moderate the chat, they can answer questions, that type of stuff. But they also register.
Yes.
And you also get from those who registered, you can also find out who actually attended. Wonderful analytics and everything of that nature. So honestly, Webinar Jam would be the
Stephen,
solution that I would push for that.
So what I would do for the likes of Stephen, get them in touch with my association and say, get that worked out. Stephen can charge them a fee and do it, and get them on Webinar Jam, and each attendee will then get their points sent to them once they've confirmed that they're going and paid their money. It could be a paid session, it could be a free session.
And that can all be done through Webinar Jam as well. If it is a paid session, they can actually register and pay.
Yes.
All through there, and so everything. So Webinar Jam would actually be. And
if it was a free session, there's obviously a free, because some of the suppliers in my industry may say, right, we'll sponsor. It could be something like, hey, Costa Coffee in this cup is sponsoring this. Stuff like that, but I'm not sponsored. So that's a bit. And in all serious note, as I say, just to get something little. Say, I'm in the pest control industry. This is a new box that we're using. You put it in here. You change this here. You set it here. You put it down. You sit there. You don't do anything else. This is how the mechanism works. You come back. Have you any questions in it? Simple as that. This is a sprayer. This is how you take it apart live. This is how you put it back together. This is this seal. That's what I see happening, and I think that would be brilliant. Even better, talk to one of the scientists that makes the product, and say, right, what is that particular building? What does that mean? It's written down, but we don't understand it. Could you maybe go through that for us? So that's what I want, and I think that'll be fantastic. I really, really do. Thank you.
Well, that's it. We've got a potential solution, Peter, and I look forward to seeing you about 6:45 tonight, and we'll talk. We're the talkator. So, Peter, we'll take a break now, and see you shortly. Once you get bitten by the video bug, you're bitten. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I did the intro, David. If you'd like to do the outro, we've been going for quite a while now. And wait a minute. Hello, Leland. Just a shout out. This time tomorrow is Across the Pond, and our guest, Leland, is inviting Nazim to join us. So 5 p.m. Sorry, midday Eastern time tomorrow.
I'm gonna actually let you do the outro because I'm self-absorbed in something else at the moment.
Okay, fine. Right, okay. Live streaming is addictive, Jenny. Totally agree with that. I first put my hand up and say yes. And just to say hello to Brian Bolt, who is watching us in Windows 10 on the Facebook app at the moment. So, to everybody who's watched us today, thank you. To everybody who's commented today, thank you. To everybody who's liked the Facebook post, thank you. And to everybody who's joined us on camera. And we have to say, to Smile Time, a big shout out to the support team at Smile Time, because it has been flawless today. We haven't had a single problem. We've had people coming on and off screen, and it's just been ever so smooth. So, David, shall we do it all again next week? Shall we do it all again next week?
Yes, till again next week.
Right. So we'll be back at 11 a.m. Eastern next Monday, 4 p.m. GMT. And I look forward to seeing you all. I'm not going to talk about my show later today, David. That would be remiss of me with Jenny still watching.
So, make sure to tune in to Jeff Adams and Be Live at 3 p.m. Eastern this afternoon, where they'll be interviewing this guy.
Right. Okay. Thank you, David. And thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. Take care. And we've got a countdown. I noticed early today that the recording on Facebook, there's a lead time of about 10-15 seconds.